Hello and welcome to this video. Today we're talking about a new regulation that could be incredibly interesting for many retirees in Germany. It's called the Aktive Rente or Active Pension, and it's expected to come into effect on January 1st, 2026. This reform allows retirees to earn up to €2,000 per month, tax-free. That is a significant change from the current situation and could make a huge difference for many people in their retirement years. Before we dive into the details, I want to mention that this topic is very current. The Federal Cabinet approved the active pension in October 2025, and now the law just needs to pass through the Bundestag and Bundesrat, the German government, a coalition of the SPD and Union parties. Agreed on this reform to give older people an incentive to continue working even after they start receiving their pension. So, what exactly does this new rule mean? The active pension allows retirees who have reached the standard retirement age and want to keep working to earn up to €2,000 a month, completely tax-free. That adds up to €24,000 a year. This amount isn't taxed and comes on top of your regular old age pension. It's important to understand that this is a tax allowance. In addition to this new allowance, the general basic tax-free allowance still applies. In 2026, this is projected to be around €11,636 per year. When you combine that with the active pension, working retirees get a much higher tax-free amount. In theory, a retiree could have a tax-free income of about €3,029 per month. Now, the big question is, who can actually benefit from this? Not all retirees will automatically get to enjoy the active pension. There are specific conditions that must be met. The most important one is that you must have reached the standard retirement age. For people born in 1959, this age is 66 years and 2 months. For the 1960 cohort, it's 66 years and 4 months. And for anyone born from 1964 onwards, the full standard retirement age of 67 applies. Another key requirement is that you must be in a job subject to Social Security contributions. This means that, for now, mini-jobs and self-employment are not planned to be covered by the rule, although this is still under discussion. The active pension is primarily aimed at employees in regular employment. This is a crucial point for anyone interested. It's also worth noting that the active pension only applies to those who continue working *after*, reaching the standard retirement age. People who took early retirement cannot benefit from this regulation. According to 2024 statistics, about 60% of new retirees entered retirement early, but only about 40% reached the standard retirement age before retiring, meaning a large portion of retirees will be excluded. With the active pension, the government is pursuing several goals. A major one is to combat the skilled labor shortage in Germany. By creating financial incentives, the aim is to make it more attractive for older people to stay in the workforce. Many retirees have decades of professional experience, valuable expertise, and important qualifications that can be a huge asset to companies. By keeping these experienced workers in their jobs longer, the economy can benefit from their knowledge. Another goal is to improve the financial situation of retirees. Many people in retirement want or need to keep working to maintain their standard of living. The active pension is designed to let these individuals keep more of what they earn. The tax exemption means more money stays in their pockets, increasing their financial freedom. Furthermore, the government hopes for positive effects on social security systems. Since active retirees are still in socially insured employment, they continue to pay into the pension and unemployment insurance funds. This could boost social security revenues and help stabilize the pension system. But how many people could actually benefit? Estimates vary. The German Institute for Economic Research projects about 230,000 people could use the scheme. The Federal Ministry of Finance estimates a slightly lower number, around 168,000 people, which is about a quarter of those eligible. It's important to remember these are just estimates. The real number will only become clear after the regulation is introduced. Let's look at a practical example to better understand the impact. Imagine a 68-year-old retiree who continues to work part-time earning €1,800 gross per month. Without the active pension, this income would be taxed. With the new rule, it remains tax-free. Over a year, that's €21,600 on top of their state pension. That's a massive difference and clearly shows how beneficial the active pension can be. However, it's not all positive. There are also critical voices. A major point of criticism is the cost to the state. The active pension will lead to lower tax revenues. With the government expecting a shortfall of about €890 million annually, other institutes estimate the losses could be even higher. This lost tax revenue will have to be compensated for somehow, which could ultimately burden the younger generation. The Confederation of German Employers Associations (BDA) has also expressed criticism. Its director, Stefan Kampeter, noted that politicians are hitting the gas and the brake at the same time, while the active pension encourages working longer. The option for early retirement without deductions allows people to leave the workforce sooner. He argues this contradictory incentive structure is ineffective and expensive for taxpayers and contributors. Criticism also comes from trade unions. Anja Peel, a board member of the German Trade Union Confederation and president of the German Federal Pension Insurance, voiced concerns. She argues that the regulation costs billions but doesn't really solve any of the existing problems. Critics also point out that mainly well-qualified and healthy retirees will benefit. People with health issues or in physically demanding jobs often can't work until the standard retirement age, let alone beyond it. This could worsen social inequality. Another point of discussion is whether the active pension will actually lead to more retirees working, or if it will just reward those who would have worked anyway. Many retirees already work past the retirement age, so the active pension might just be a tax break for this group, without significantly increasing the total number of working seniors. Despite the criticism, there are many supporters. They argue that the active pension is a crucial tool in the fight against the skilled labor shortage. The baby boomer generation is now reaching retirement age, and they possess an enormous wealth of experience that would be lost to the economy if they all retired at once. The active pension gives this generation an incentive to continue contributing their knowledge and skills. For companies, the active pension offers the chance to retain experienced workers. In times of skilled labor shortages, this is a huge advantage. Older employees often bring not just technical competence, but also strong social skills and a high degree of reliability. They can also pass on their knowledge to younger colleagues, which is vital for knowledge retention within companies. For retirees themselves, the active pension offers several benefits. Besides the financial aspect, continuing to work can have positive effects on health and well-being. Many people enjoy the structure and social contact that come with a job. The active pension makes it more attractive to continue enjoying these benefits after retirement. It's important to stress that this offers flexibility. No one is being forced to work longer. The rule simply creates an incentive for those who want or need to. Another point to consider is the practical implementation. The government has assured that no additional bureaucracy will be created. The tax exemption is intended to be handled directly through the payroll tax deduction process. This means employers can account for the tax-free amount directly when processing wages, making it a simple, hassle-free process for retirees. However, there are still some open questions. For instance, it's not entirely clear how the active pension will interact with other tax regulations. The impact on basic social security benefits for the elderly also needs to be examined more closely. It's possible that adjustments will be made during the legislative process. The issue of fairness is another aspect being debated. Critics argue the active pension primarily benefits high-earning retirees, while those with low incomes or health problems will hardly profit. This could lead to a further divide among the retired population. It raises the question of whether other measures are needed to improve the situation for all retirees. Some experts suggest the active pension should be just one part of a larger reform package, arguing that private pension provisions also need to be strengthened to ensure stable retirement security for future generations. In conclusion, the active pension is a significant reform that will affect many retirees in Germany. It offers the chance to earn up to €2,000 a month tax-free, a considerable financial advantage for many. At the same time, it aims to counteract the skilled labor shortage and strengthen the economy. Whether the active pension will achieve its goals remains to be seen. There are valid criticisms regarding cost, social equity, and the actual effectiveness of the measure. Nevertheless, the reform is an important step towards making work in old age more attractive and giving older people more financial freedom. If you are a retiree yourself or approaching retirement, you should get well informed about whether you meet the requirements for the active pension. paying close attention to the standard retirement age and the need for socially insured employment. It could be well worth talking to your employer or a tax advisor to clarify the details. The introduction of the active pension marks a key moment in Germany's retirement policy. It shows that society and politicians are grappling with the challenges of an aging population and a tight labor market. Whether this is the right path, only time will tell. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you have questions about the active pension or want to share your opinion, feel free to leave a comment. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to stay informed about important topics related to pensions, taxes, and social benefits. See you in the next video.